Selectmen's meeting, July 7th, 2026. Time is 6:30 PM. Town Hall, Meeting Room 1, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. This meeting is being recorded, broadcast live on Charlton Cable Access TV, on Spectrum TV Channel 191, and recording available on the YouTube channel for Charlton TV. Any member of the public who wishes to record this meeting must please notify the chair. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mike, do you have some announcements?
We do. The announcements for the Select Board meeting, July 7th, 2026, is the revised Department of Building Inspectional Services fees take effect July 1, 2026. The revised fee schedule is posted at the department's service window and on the Permits for Building and Information webpage. Complete submittals received before July 1 will be issued under the current fee schedule. We also have the Blueberry Festival, July 26, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 4 Dresser Hill Road. They will have blueberry shortcake, many vendors, food trucks, and an animal adventure. First quarter real estate and property bills due on August 3rd, 2026. The town hall will be closed on Thursday, August 13th, 2026, for the Employee Professional Development and Appreciation Day.
Okay, very good. Do we have anyone for open forum? I'm suspecting we do. Please come up front and state your name and address, the reason you're here.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to speak. My name is Bonnie Seifert.
Can you pull that a little?
Is that better?
That's fine.
My name is Bonnie Seifert, and I am a lifelong Charlton resident. I'm here tonight to ask the Select Board to send a letter to the Massachusetts Legislature urging legislative leadership to implement the independent audit of the legislature by the state auditor that the Massachusetts voters approved in November of 2024. Here in Charlton, 70.24% of the people who voted on question 1 supported the audit. Statewide, nearly 72% of the voters did the same. This isn't about Republicans or Democrats. It's not about politics at all. It's about honoring the will of the voters and making sure government is accountable to we the people who serve it. Our local legislatures, Representative John Marcy and Senator Ryan Fatman, consistently voted to support the will of the voters by backing the state auditor's authority to conduct this audit. Charlton would not be the first community to take this step. Reading was the first, to my knowledge. Sutton, Chicopee, Melrose, and Malden have already voted to send their similar letters. I hope Charlton will join this growing list of communities asking the legislature to respect the decision that the people already made. At the end of the day, this is about our taxpayer dollars. The legislature spends hundreds of millions of dollars every year, and I don't believe there's any good reason to keep information about how those dollars are managed hidden from the taxpayers who provide them. Transparency shouldn't be controversial. It should be expected. The legislature works for the people of Massachusetts, not the other way around. An independent audit is one of the most basic tools of good government, and I believe the people of Charlton have already made their wishes clear. I thank you for your time and your consideration. I respectfully ask you to support this request and send a letter to the leadership of Massachusetts on behalf of the residents of Charlton. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
I also have the letter here, if you need it. I'm old
Yeah,
school.
I actually have a copy.
And I stamped an envelope if you want to make it easier.
So, through the chair, one of my questions was, well, first a statement. I think you know I'm more than happy to make that motion myself. My question was, do we write a letter? Do you have a form for it? Okay. She has a letter. Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to support and have the letter sent on behalf of the town of Charlton in support of the audit as voted by the people.
Okay. Do we, from a procedural standpoint, can we vote that in tonight, or do we need to vote first to put it on an agenda rather than be able to?
Just procedurally, I would recommend that you put it as an agenda item for action, and I'll put it on letterhead for your approval for the next
And then,
meeting.
and in the meantime, we can,
So can you amend my motion to fit the requirement?
What's the motion? So we're gonna bring this up at the next meeting?
Correct.
as an
That's
agenda.
what- that's what we normally
If
do.
it's
I'd second
procedure,
that,
we have to
too.
go through,
Okay.
it's not,
Yeah, no, that's what we normally do.
yeah.
As you know, during open
So,
forum,
Andrew,
we
we'd be
can't
able to vote,
discuss,
though,
but.
next time.
we can
I'm
put
learning
it
how
on.
We-
this
we
all
sub- we-
works,
we're-
so I didn't realize, yes,
Yeah.
I do
Yeah, I
understand
think-
that's
But
how
that
it
means
works.
next time we'd also be able to vote on it.
Yes,
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. I appreciate that.
thank you.
Thank
So-
you.
So,
Check that first box.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. So we have a motion and a second to put
You
it,
have a motion, I don't know if we have a second, sir.
Well, yeah, I'll second to put it on for the next meeting. We typically, yeah, I mean,
yes,
it's an
Okay.
agenda item. We're all in favor of that.
yeah,
right?
okay.
Consensus.
All in
right?
favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Okay, and we're moving on. Thank you. It's a good topic.
That's rare. That answer first.
It's all you, David. Approval of the minutes, I would accept a motion to approve the minutes of June 16th, 2026.
Motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Appointments and resignations.
All right, we have new requested appointments or resignations for this evening.
And none. Scheduled appointments at 6:40.
Yep, we're about 4 minutes ahead of time. I can skip down to action items if you wish,
You
Mr.
want
Chair.
to do your report? In 4 minutes or less, or?
Well, all right, might as well. Well, we got a captivated
What do
audience, right?
we want to do in action item?
The Evelyn Wood speed reading
All right.
course.
So I'll just go through my updates real quick so I can tailor in from the regular announcements. Currently, we have volunteer opportunities for the Activities Council, Band Shell Development Committee, and Historical Commission. We're also seeking employment opportunities for kitchen coordinator and laborer for the Highway Department. Route 31, the Highway Department is currently coordinating with Mass DOT and their contractor, J.H. Lynch, on the pavement of Route 31 from the intersection of Brookfield Road and City Depot Road to the Spencer Town Line on New Spencer Road. It's expected that milling and paving work will commence in the coming weeks, and we expect to hear more from Mass DOT in this project when we meet with them tomorrow. As approved by the board at your last meeting, we have made the application for the opioid settlement fund grant available on the town website. We'll look to bring proposals before the board for consideration in September. The current round of grant applications is due August 31st. And finally, the hazard mitigation plan, we are kicking off the process of updating our hazard mitigation plan next week with the assistance of CMRPC. Communities are required to update their hazard mitigation plans every 7 years to remain eligible for assistance under FEMA programs. And this plan update is possible thanks to a $28,000 municipal technical assistance grant provided by the Executive Office of Administration and Finance. So,
Very good. Good, thank you, Andrew.
get through the
Gonna take on the first,
scheduled appointment.
I guess we can. Scheduled appointment. You want to do the?
Yeah, so first scheduled appointment is there, 6:40, the appointment of a Water Sewer Commission member until May 2027 annual town election. So we were notified that there's an opening on the Water Sewer Commission for a member due to no one seeking election for this seat this past May. We have advertised as required and have received a talent bank form from Paul Gagner, who would be interested in filling this seat until May 2027 annual town election. The vote for appointment must be done jointly with the Water and Sewer Commission and by roll call vote of both boards. The term expiration date would be until May 2027 annual town election. So first,
Okay, and so you need to they need to
call their meeting to order.
call a meeting to
Yep.
order and then,
We need to call it to order?
yeah,
Yep.
your meeting to order? And you have a quorum, I take it?
We do.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
So I called meeting of the Charlton Water and Sewer Commission to order.
I second the motion. We have to second.
We're here to meet to discuss the appointment of a new member. Okay, and as you can see, we have a quorum, 3 of us.
Okay. And your vote to, you're gonna take a vote on,
Does it have to be a roll call?
Or it would be a motion and a second and roll call vote of all members of the board
Yep.
jointly.
it'd have to be a roll call vote. You can take your roll call
Right.
vote to
Make a motion.
approve Paul.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion to appoint Ogania.
I second.
All right, so we'll call vote one at a time. Robert Coleman, vote yes.
Emmanuel Sensible, yes.
Thomas Coleman, I vote yes.
Excellent. And for our board?
I would
David,
make
did
the motion
Yeah,
to appoint Mr. Gagnon.
in a roll call, is that a roll call vote for us too, or is it?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, it
I'll
is.
second that.
So you have a motion and we have a second.
All in favor? A roll
It's a
call.
roll call. Singer, aye.
Kevorkian, aye.
Steve, aye.
Spiewak, aye.
Unanimous.
Welcome back, Paul.
I missed-
Congrats, Paul. Yeah, welcome
Yeah,
back.
Paul
Yeah.
is here, thank you.
Okay, and
Man knows his stuff.
you can adjourn your meeting, I take,
Does he have to?
All right, time to vote adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
very good.
Thank you, and again, thank you, Mr. Gagnon.
He knows a thing or two about that, I get a feeling. 6,
All right, we can do the action items if you'd like, Mr. Chair.
so the first action item would be the special alcoholic beverage license from Monarch Orchard during their Touch-a-Truck.
All right, attaches an application submitted by Alana Toomer on behalf of United Way for a special alcoholic beverage license, wine and malt beverages to be used on August 22nd, 2026, from 10 o'clock a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. at Monarch Orchards, 14 L. Turner Road, for a Touch-a-Truck event. The application has been reviewed and approved by the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department. Per the board's policy, if the special alcoholic beverage license is approved, the dates on the license should be for the day before the event for the alcohol to be delivered, the day of the event, and the day after the event to allow any alcohol left over to be picked up.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Next, we have an application for special alcohol beverage license for the Brunel Cashman wedding. Attached is an application submitted by Jared Brunel and Colleen Cashman for a special alcoholic beverage license of wine and malt beverages to be used on September 26, 2026, from 2 o'clock p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Camp Jocelyn / the Barton Center for a wedding. The application has been reviewed and approved by the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department, and the same conditions would apply to this license as well.
Motion to approve as written?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Right. And finally, we have the pavement surfacing of various streets bid award. Bids were opened and read for the pavement surfacing of various streets on Wednesday, June 24th, 2026 at 10 o'clock a.m. After review of the bids received, DPW Superintendent Peel is recommending the board award the bid to Massachusetts Broken Stone in the amount of $509,100 for the period of July 1, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. I recommend the board award the bid as requested.
So
Do I
moved.
have a motion?
So moved.
Second. to
Second.
approve? Any discussion or? None? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that settles that.
All right.
We are at 6:44 for our poll hearing.
6:45 poll hearing for Baker Pond Road.
Attached, you will find a request from Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA, National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc., requesting permission to install one joint-owned pole on Baker Pond Road for a new residential service. Also attached is the notice that was sent to the abutters. This request has been forwarded and approved by both the police chief and DPW superintendent. No comments or concerns have been received. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the notice as sent to abutters.
The Charlton Select Board will hold a public meeting on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026 at 6:45 PM in the Charlton Town Hall, Meeting Room 1, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. To act on a request from Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA, National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc., requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures, along the following public way. Baker Pond Road, National Grid to install one JO pole on Baker Pond Road, beginning at a point approximately 3,609 feet southeast of the center line of the intersection with Haggerty Road and Baker Pond Road. Installing pole number 23-50 in a public way for a new residential service. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should appear on the date and time specified or submit concerns in writing. Do we have anyone here to speak on this matter? Or?
Welcome.
Welcome.
My name's Robert Williams. I'm with National Grid, representing the poll petition. Yeah, we're requesting one poll location for a new residential build being done.
Okay. I don't think we ever heard anything or
Yep,
anything
we had
in
no,
writing.
nothing from the abutters and no comments.
Okay, and there's nobody coming up to talk, so I would accept a motion.
Motion to approve.
It'll be,
I'll
motion
close
to
the hearing.
Oh, motion to close the public hearing?
So,
Karen, so
moved.
moved. I'll second it.
All in favor of closing the meeting?
Aye.
The
Aye.
public hearing?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
I guess I'll go home.
And now we
Said
take a
meeting.
vote on the poll itself. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Second
All
one.
right. Our next one will be for a 650 poll hearing on Sampson Road. Attached, you will find a request from Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc., requesting permission to install one joint-owned pole on Sampson Road for a new residential service. Also attached is a notice that was sent to the abutters. This request has been forwarded and approved by both the police chief and DPW superintendent. No comments or concerns have been received. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the notice as sent to abutters.
Open the hearing. The Charlton Select Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026 at 6:50 PM in the Charlton Town Hall Meeting Room 137 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. What is going on with this thing? Having a little technical problem here. Let's keep bouncing. To act on a request from Massachusetts Electric, DBA National Grid, Verizon New England, requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary and sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way. Sampson Road, National Grid to install one JO pole on Sampson Road beginning at a point approximately 1,984 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Sturbridge Road and Sampson Road. Installing pole number 7-60 in a public way for residential services. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should appear on the date and the time specified or submit concerns in writing. Is there anyone other than National Grid here to speak on this?
Who We received no concerns in writing.
No concerns in writing?
Motion to close the hearing, sir.
Second.
All in favor of closing the hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. We're getting good at that. And a vote to locate the pole.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good, moving on. You're all set. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Man,
7 o'clock. Are we at 7?
10 of.
We're a little
It's
too
a
early
s-
for that.
It is a scheduled appointment, so we don't need to hold the time if the representatives from Bay Path are here.
I think they are. I believe they are.
Okay.
Right?
You all set if we move
If we
on?
go a little bit early, is it?
So at the board's last meeting, I was asked to invite Superintendent Kyle Breder to tonight's meeting to provide an update on Bay Path going into the next fiscal year in light of recent news articles outlining the impacts of budgetary constraints. I scheduled this evening for 7 o'clock, but wanted to invite him up a little bit early to just give us all an update.
Yeah,
Good
thank
evening.
you. Yeah, and thank you for coming, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So the budget is exactly the same that it was when it was presented to the Finance Committee in May, and the same budget that was voted at town meeting. So just to bring it up to date, or refresh your memory, not to date, but that's proposed FY '27 operating budget of $31,305,852.
Okay. The-
I-
Yeah, Basha was
I
the
have
one
no-
who had
I have
the,
no questions. The only thing I would say is, thank you. I mean, it's a thankless job, really. And you catch a lot of crap from all sides. So I think you put a lot of work into it, you constantly do, and it's appreciated.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is the minimum local contribution from all 10 towns. So we didn't ask for any assessments above the minimum local contribution. We do our best to stay within that and reach our net school spending on an annual basis. So budget times are tough. We didn't ask for anything more. We've seen the writing on the wall through our historic presentation through our 10 towns and shooting down Proposition 2.5 overrides and funding their own schools. So we maintain that. The school committee has a commitment to, fiduciary responsibility to all 10 of our towns to stay within that minimum local contribution. So we do that. And you were part of the same budget crisis we were with the Hampshire Group Insurance Trust, an unprecedented, almost 40% increase last year. 20%, 38 to be exact, 20% of that unaccounted for. You were fortunate enough to find a new carrier. We did approach a consultant, we went out, searched, and unfortunately, our rates are, or our MLF, yeah.
Medical loss,
Medi-
MLR.
Yeah, MLR
Yeah.
was too
Loss
high, so the highest providers wouldn't even provide us a quote. So we stayed with the Hampshire Group. They did their due diligence, a new board, new executive board. They've hired a consultant, so we hope to remain stable in that and continue to reduce our MLR so that we can go out to bid again on that. So I appreciate, and we do, I speak for the entire district, appreciate what our 10 towns give to us and entrust with us to provide the best level of vocational education for all our students.
Yeah. If you were to have a crystal ball in replacing some of the cuts that you had to do, would you anticipate that next year, or do you have any idea? Or
We fully anticipate that we'll write this, setback in the future and bring back, those most important positions that we need to do to continue to operate. But we went through comprehensively every department, every program, and we looked at where we could do it and maintain the same level of services to our students. So we've maintained all after-school activities. Unfortunately, we don't. We have 23 technical programs, so we don't have the electives like arts and music and this and that. So those were in consideration. But we maintain all the after-school activities and sports. We've maintained all the level of service for all 23. We just looked at more efficiency, classroom sizes, things like that, and we're making some changes to the others. But we did hit every department, from administration to support staff to instructors, both academic, vocational, as well as custodial and so forth on that. So we feel that we'll maintain the same level of services to all our students. And
That's important.
Just a quick question, because I'm completely ignorant on this, it's decidedly not my area of expertise. Their insurance, the same 40% hike. I don't understand the reasoning why you as an entity couldn't contract with the same provider we did to get that reduction in the costs that then could have been put right back into teaching staff. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how, like, if we can, as a municipal, get that rate, I don't understand how the schools are separate. Again, I don't understand that, that's why I'm asking.
so right off the top, we hired a consultant to go out and shop us. So once we got our medical claims, you know, individually, and that was a process that you had to go through and request it, and there was a time constraint there. But as soon as we got our medical claims, then we could go out, give those to our consultant. They would go out and shop the largest providers for us, maintaining a Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or what was it, Harvard Pilgrim, things like that. And they looked at a few others, but our claims were so high as an individual that they wouldn't quote us. They wouldn't even provide us a quote. We said hypothetically, if you had to, it would have been 50 to 60% higher than what we're currently paying.
So they've outright basically declined to even give you quotes.
Yeah. So that MLR, if I'm saying it right, but yeah, medical loss ratio needs to be down around the 75 to 80, and we were in the hundreds, 140 at the highest. We have come down, so we'll continue to do that. Unfortunately, you know, people need care. They've got to seek it, and you know, that's the number of people seeking care, as well as, you know, the depth or the breadth of the care they need, with high claims with something like a cancer, you know, extremely high claims on that. So that drives ours up. We are fortunate that even with the increase, we're still at the top of, you know, top level of services or medical insurance that we provide. So, you know, the vast majority, you know, again, we had an internal insurance group of teachers and staff and everything, and we heard that they wanted to stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield and not lose a provider of that level. Our contributions is split between an 85-15 and a 70-30, depending on when people joined the district. But the what is it? Out of pocket.
Oh, right.
Deductible. Our deductibles have a modest, as you know, there was no deductible on the Hampshire group on that, so you just went and you paid the co-pays. We went up a modest increase for a deductible.
$250, $500.
$250 individual, $500 for family. It's a small increase, but it's still, when we compare ourselves to the districts, I know one district was, you know, $4,000 and $6,000 for a deductible on that. So we still provide top-level salary compensation to all levels.
Yeah, I'd
And we're
say,
not privy to any of we have our claims data, but no names to that, to keep that out of it, because we want people to respect people's privacy with their healthcare decisions. It could be, you know, an employee, it could be a spouse, it could be a child. You know, we don't get the people's names of why some of our claims that have been high, which we don't want.
Yeah, I think the co-pays, honestly, they're so low, my mind was just blown.
Yeah.
Because my co-pays for individual and family are higher than the highest ones you just mentioned for the district.
Absolutely. So it's still,
I would
it's hard to
still
hear
think
with a
co-pays.
40% increase and a 13% this year.
I'm at like 1,500 to
There we go.
7,500 for me, individually. It's crazy.
But across the board, it's going up. Yeah, it's, the healthcare costs are increasing across the board for private and public, you know, entities, so. But
this is a
we'll
testament
continue to
to,
monitor that on a quarterly basis and see when that ratio comes down and contact our consultant again and go out and see what we can get on
It's
it.
a nice reminder that insurance companies don't care about us, only profit margins.
I
What
think
kind of
a-
cancer can I get?
I think a lot of companies are offsetting the costs with deductibles and raising them.
Yeah, so that was modest. That brought us down
It was a
Without
17%.
that, like, so it used to be 73 community members, part of the Hampshire group, that came down, I think, into the mid-60s. But they collectively voted for the modest increase to 250, 500, and that brought it down from a 16% increase this year to a 12.98% increase. So we're doing what we can to keep it down, and we're part of the whole group, so we're gonna go with the herd on that.
So any projections? I mean, you're seeing the decline year over year in claims? But there's no guarantee. You can
There's
see
no
what tomorrow-
guarantee, everything changes, I mean, you know, I
So
don't
it has to reach
monitor
a
that,
certain
but
level.
the consultant we use monitors all of that and continues
And
to
they'll
look at
tell
it.
you when it's triggered to go
Yeah.
out and try and get a better rate.
Yeah, all we'll do is get the report quarterly from Hampshire Group of what our claims are and monitor it on a quarterly basis. That's the most they'll give it to us.
Thank you, thank you.
That was a good question, David, and I didn't realize, I was wondering why.
Yeah, the
I
single-
didn't know you were trying to move and nobody would quote you.
Yep.
That's,
No, that was the single contributing factor to the budget,
yeah.
this
Oh,
year
yeah.
was the increase in healthcare on that.
Yeah, we saw
Maintaining.
800,000 last year on increases
Yeah.
for the town, yeah.
Mhm.
Company I work
Right.
for has $10,000 deductibles.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I did have, through the chair, a quick question. If you could remind folks where you landed with the school resource officers? Had that,
So we don't have a school resource officer going into next year. Again, you know, the budget, as you know, hasn't been signed off on, so the governor has until, I think, the 11th to sign off or do that. So as soon as we get our final numbers, we'll crunch through that and finalize all line items and input everything into our system going forward. So right now, we're just at a 1/12 until that gets signed off on, which we hope they do. When they do, we'll look at the final numbers, see what the per pupil expense was, if it went up, hopefully. So only certain categories, if they go up with regional transportation, we can't use that for salaries, but if the per pupil expense goes up, or reimbursement, per pupil reimbursement goes up, that will help us and we can look at that. Work very closely with the chief, we stay in constant communication on that. Yeah, that's something that we want to bring back, we enjoy that. Any one of the liaisons, the one that we have now, Officer Bean is doing a great job, but we've enjoyed extremely good relations and partnerships with each one of the SROs that's come in. So we'll look to reinstate that as soon as we can, but we appreciate the town looking at their costs and bringing that down to reduce it. So it was a consideration where we could cut, but again, we maintain cutting after-school activities, that builds, the number one thing for school safety is school culture. So when students feel safe and supported, you have less incidences of, violence and things like that. And really, our teachers and students are the first line of defense. And there's a number of research, articles out there that support that. So when our students and our teachers feel safe and supported, that reduces that, and they're the first line. See something, say something, they know when students are a little bit off and so forth. And we've, even up on the Hill, we've had a couple instances where, that has worked to a T before we've ever have to, get anybody outside involved on it, so. But we do, and we'll continue, hopefully, to maintain good relationships with Charlton PD as well as Charlton Fire and work through all those issues. So I think we enjoy a great relationship with the town of Charlton, symbiotic, and, we work together, so.
thank you.
I don't have anything else. Yeah.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
time, we
Excellent.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Yeah,
Anytime,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Okay. That brings us to, we're right down to any select board member requests for future agenda items?
Yeah, one if I may. Can we put on for, I guess, August, just a conversation about fees?
About what?
Fees.
Fees? What type of fees?
Fees under the board's control. I want to look at fees and how we structure them, possibly raising or lowering, having a discussion.
Okay. Fees to the No, I'm still from the building department or from,
No, fees that are under the control of the Board of Selectmen. That includes all fees under our authority, which would be building commissioner, building fees, clerk fees, everything that falls under our authority. I want to have a conversation about those fees. There are a few fees in there I feel we can reduce, and I would like to have the conversation with the whole board.
okay, you can put that on as agenda item, for sure. Anything else? Hearing none, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, next meeting, sir.
date.
Oh, next meeting is August 11th, 2026, 6:30 PM, right here.